We must become sensitive to vibrations of the spiritual world that is within us. God is in his heaven and all is well with the world. I choose to refer to the world as the embodiment that you're in at the present time, because this is how we operate. Sensitiveness is not a very difficult thing to acquire. So remember, the sensitiveness is the basis of mediumship. Let's say it together. Sensitiveness is the basis of mediumship. And we must learn how to become sensitive to the vibration. It's very difficult for the average individual when he is concentrating on clairaudience or clairvoyance or clairsentience or any of those fields of spirit contact. It's very difficult for them to usher out of their mind, am I dreaming this, am I saying this from the spirit world, or is it just my imagination? Isn't that true? You'd like to know that visual contact, to keep in contact with this sensitiveness. Now the first principles of becoming sensitive to the vibrations of the spiritual world is to relax. Relax to the best of your ability, that you might be receptive to that which is spirit. There is no harm. As you read your lesson last week of Cora, Tappan, Scott, how many enjoyed that? Wasn't that wonderful? Wonderful. I give more credence and I give more attention to Cora, Tappan, Scott than I do some of the Fox sisters' tales. They are rather puerile in phenomena. The word puerile means childlike, or like table tipping. Now, we're far advanced from that. Relax. Be in that state of mind. There was no greater authority on relaxation than Andrew Jackson Davis. Andrew Jackson Davis says, I go into that special state of feeling, that unique state of feeling. I enter a state almost of a semi-comatose at times, almost unconscious of the fact that I am in tune. And through your lessons that will be printed and given to you, you will have the history of Mr. Davis in his approach. Look at Edgar Cayce. Where did he receive his great manifestations of spirit before? When he was in repose, when he was asleep, he dreamed. Is this true? He dreamed, and his body became so relaxed that his mind was receptive to spiritual entities. And in your lesson last week, Clara Tappan, we learned very specifically that she was the very first medium, trance medium of modern spiritualism. Cora Tappan was a celebrity at 11 years old. 2 years later, while she's still a schoolgirl, she was wielding a surgeon's knife with practiced ease, speaking fluently in several languages that she had never learned, and given scores of scientific and philosophical lectures without a moment's preparation. Wasn't that marvelous? You can do it yourself. You can do it. There was a time when I began my mediumship many years ago Although Derek said how many. Because I was probably one of the best truants there was in school. I skipped school so many times. My father passed away and I skipped school. But when I went for the examination, I had an unusual thing happen to me. I would feel not like I was going to sleep, but I would feel so relaxed like this, that even the teachers were amazed that I passed the examinations 100%. It was not I. But I did not know of actual spirit contact at that early age until about 12 years old. Until about 12. When the Reverend John Bunker opened classes in Eaton Rapids, Michigan. He opened it up under the name of the First Spiritualist Episcopal Church of the USA. And it was through that avenue that I learned that I was controlled by spirit guides, and I was able to communicate with the spirit world, those who had passed out of the physical body, and those who had gone on to a higher expression. Death is not the end. It is the beginning. It is. And I want you to counsel yourself to this. It is something that is most important. I'm going to pass out this question to each and every one of you. Some of these questions are not important. I don't want anyone to try to memorize anything, because you'll have it at your hand at command. We have today too many mediums that are not equipped mentally with what they're doing. Would you agree with this? There is such a foray of knowledge printed in books that I cannot say that you will learn mediumship or counseling or any other phase of mediumship just by reading. It is wonderful to read the experiences like this, but tune in. You must tune in first. How can I tune in with spiritual vibrations? By relaxing first, and then visualizing, then concentrating. Those three factors are the keys to the opening of your mediumship. Let's say them together. Relaxation, visualization, and concentration. These are the things that you're doing. Now the sheets that I got before you are a series of questions that are taught in here. Now some of these questions are not important to remember. Define spiritualism. Define spiritualism. Claire, would you give me a brief definition of what is spiritualism?
Well, it's a religion that holds the belief that there's a connection
Can you all hear her?
Yes.
Very good. That's good. Define spiritualism. Spiritualism is a religion, first of all. It is a philosophy and a science demonstrated by the full truth of sensitiveness and mediumship. Defined a spiritualist, one who believes in God. You will hear the word infinite intelligence. What does infinite intelligence mean? Hazel?
It means God.
I can't hear you.
It means God.
That's right. It means God. God. It is perhaps one of the greatest religions that relates us closer to God than any religion that I know, because it gives us the realization of our part and plan in the great development of mediumship. Define a medium. A medium. Bob, what do you call the medium?
Medium? Medium is one who who's an instrument of God and the Spirit.
That's very good. A medium is one who is, now remember what I said in the beginning of our lesson tonight? One who is sensitive to vibrations of the spirit world and through whose instrumentality he or she is able to convey messages back to the physical world. What is the science? What is the definition of the science when it says that spiritualism is a religion? We have had a brief explanation of that. Now, but why is it a science? Basically, it does three things. It analyzes first. Then what does it do? It investigates. And then it classifies. That is why, you will become the most educated person in the world if you stick with spiritualism, because we never stop studying. We are one religion that's not just code, just dogma, creed. It is ever advancing. Look at our healing seminars that are going on. Now we're developing a sense of holistic healing. Isn't that wonderful? Holistic healing. We're developing a sense of the physician like this. Finally, positions all through the talk of the healer, this great healing. In Ecclesiastes, the 38th chapter, that tells, honor is due to a physician, it says. Honor a physician with the honor that is due unto him for the uses of which he may have of him, for the Lord has created him. This makes healing and all other phases of mediumship divine, pure in nature. There is no fear of nothing. Stay away from this idle, permissive talk that spiritualism and this development is going to harm you. So many mediums, so as to speak, They get a shiver and shake down their back, and all they got left to do is join the Pawnee tribe. That's not mediumship. You agree with me? It's an attunement. It's becoming sensitive to the vibrations of the spiritual world. You will learn it. We will have demonstrations of mediumship. We will have trumpet right here in just a few weeks. We will have materialization right here. Isn't that wonderful? And we will have all the phases of mediumship. Transfiguration, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. Just read these questions over to yourself. You don't have to remember anything, because they will be given to you. Understand the truth of spirit. I'd like to have your attention drawn to the fact of clairvoyance now. What is clairvoyance? Jane Weaver?
Well, clairvoyance is seeing in your mind's eye.
Right. And perhaps one of the best examples that we can see in the Holy Bible is when Paul, in his epistle to the Corinthians, in the first chapter, the 12th chapter of 1 Corinthians, when he goes down, he says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I don't want you to misunderstand. I don't want you to become ignorant, he says. I want you to know. And there is a term that is used there. The one is given faith by the same Spirit, on and on. But we come to another term that says the discernment of Spirit. One should be given the discernment of Spirit. Is that not clairvoyance? See. To discern. To see. Videre comes from an old Latin word. To see with the naked eye. And I'm sure that you all have. Be aware people who talk against it and say it's going to harm you. It'll do anything but harm. Your loved ones didn't harm you when they was on the earth plane, did they? I mean, there are exceptions to all rules. Their behavior and their character, they have to make right. For the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. And so, they have done wrong, they've got to make up for those wrongs. And they progress onward and upward. Clairaudience. Clairaudience is the ability to hear. To hear. Now, I don't want you to get the idea in your head that you've got to have a separate eye here. You see through your natural eyes to what I call remote viewing. My mediumship is consistent of direct intuition. I directly contact the spirit world directly when I give messages. It is a direct form of intuition. You understand what I'm saying, folks? Right from God. And the same with you. I like the term remote viewing, don't you? Because so many people have got so many ideas. This foray of literature I was telling you about a while ago is so crippling to the mind. We don't often understand. Go through these questions. I don't know. What is clairvoyance? What is psychometry? What is psychometry? And
When you hold an object in your left hand and you get vibrations from it, and the person usually metals best. A watch or a ring or something like that.
yeah, or any article,
Or any article.
anything, has living vibration, and it's never lost. It goes to tell us about life. There is nothing ever lost in life. Nothing is ever lost. There. Isn't that right, children? It's there. Never lost. What is telekinesis? You'll come across this word 100 or more times. What is telekinesis? Yes. Can't hear you.
Ability to move an object with your mind.
That's good. Anybody else want to contribute to that? What is telekinesis? Give me a form. Give me an example of telekinesis and mediumship. What about trumpet? Mediumship is divided in two specific categories: mental mediumship and spirit and physical mediumship. You will find so many of you will say, "Oh, I don't receive anything." Open this one particular thing, and I give you this lesson again tonight. The pineal gland. Let's say it. The pineal gland. Visualize it as an acorn. Then, as you arise each and every morning, take your finger and in a circular way, round and round, and count yourself. 1, let's do it right now. Put your finger there. To the left first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold. Now, the opposite direction. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, hold. This opens the psychic centers and starts the chakras to move, and you become operative. The word chakras sometimes can be described as what? Claire?
The spiritual centers.
Yes, the spiritual centers, but also the wheels.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. The wheels. You will find that this is the best cup of coffee you can have in the morning. This little exercise that I give you. You will find that this is true. How many have ever done this before? Anybody else? See your hands. Try it. You will be amazed. It will awaken you. You'll get rid of that lethargy that is so hard to get. Develop, as I taught you last week in the class, those things of eating properly, the right food, by taking care of stress, by considering emotional problems as a part of your development of mediumship. That is why we have not had such good development, is because we're all torn up, shook up, can't control our emotions. So tender into your lesson each and every day. Control. Start out with this. It's only takes a few seconds to do. You will find the chakras opening up, the wheels beginning to turn. The vibrations will come in just so fluently that you can't keep them out. But you must tune in first. Let's say it together. I must tune in. Then after you have done this, tune out. Go about your Father's business of the day, whatever you have to do. It will come. Your guides will come. We are ever surrounded by a band of heavenly angels. I call them the little people, the guides. They learn to make a contact with you the very time that you are using these exercises. So remember this exercise that I've taught you this evening, will you? It will help you in all ways. Not just mediumship of giving messages, but your life, your vocation, your avocation, whatever you do is a part of you. And you need to be alert. You need to be ready, because you will become prepared to cope with any situation whatsoever it may be. I have found this to be very true. What is ectoplasm? Debbie?
It's spirit, but it looks like smoke.
You're describing it. That's good. That's good. But ectoplasm is actually living life matter. Living life matter. It is often seen as vaporish-like substance. Sometimes it is dense, sometimes it is solid, sometimes it is rather invisible. But it is a living life power. It is the substance of which spiritual bodies manifest through. They create it from the solar plexus. Now, where is the solar plexus? 1 inch and a quarter above the navel. Christ demonstrated it so many times. He would place his hand here. He'd say, peace, be still. Actually, what he was doing, he was teaching you. Relax. His hands was very important. I am going to give each one of you a short interview. But you know, I can't do it all in one night, so I'll select about 5 tonight, 5 the next night, like this. Sort of a simple little reading, so I can acquaint myself with you as to what phase of mediumship that you are most properly studying for. Is that interesting?
Sure.
All right. I don't have no, where's the secretary? Do you have any, will you bring me the list here? Well, I'll call out the names at random. I'll read for Captain Sullenberg. I'll read for Claire Garski. I'll read for Mary Baum. I'll read for, I've got three, I'm on 5. 3 already, right? I'll read for Jean Harris. I'll read for all of you. The next week, I'll take 5 or 6 more. Because I had unfortunate news today. I should be here for class Tuesday, but Monday I have to go to the hospital. So I want your prayers. And I'm sure that I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not clairvoyant enough to read that language on there. So I peeked, but it didn't do me any good. Huh? Yes, a medium, just because you say you're a medium, very seldom do you get things for yourself, isn't that right? I could be sitting on a keg of dynamite and go off before I do it. But there's things in the medium, just because he's sensitive, he can find out anything. One woman said to me, actually, several years ago, when she was leaving church, then she said, "Tell me my name." Well, you tell me that name. That's the lady. If you don't know your name, you're in a pathetic situation. Well, I wasn't trying to be smart. I was trying to instill within her that you've got to be in tune. I could not give a message up there. Maybe you have never noticed it, but some of you have. When I begin giving messages, I always touch my pineal gland. And if you will do that in your relaxation, you will find it. Then, from the pineal, off time, at random, unnoticed by probably nobody, touch your solar plexus. Because the solar plexus is the grand central station where you receive vibrations. There is a phase in mediumship known. How many of you are aware of plexo boys? How many are not? See? I was standing in the state of Florida in a store, reaching. I was the only one at the window looking at this. Only one clerk there. And he was trying to make a choice of a ring for somebody for their birthday. And all of a sudden, the voice came out of the solar plexus. He says, "That one, Daddy." And the clerk just about died. He said, "Who's that? Who's that? What's that?" They use all types of instruments. God uses anything he can to bring you closer to his Godhead power. And so, you develop this. Touch the pineal, touch the solar plexus, even in your hands, rub it a little bit, each one. You will find that it will open the chakras. Those spiritual centers, as Claire told you about, they are spiritual centers. They are wheels of power that are going to move. That's why we become lazy, because some of our chakras are dead. That's as closest to death we'll ever get. Our thoughts stand in our ways a lot when you receive the news. Proving the pineal gland is known throughout history. Have you ever heard somebody come in and say, oh, let me think. Well, what did they do? What did they do automatically? They touched that pineal gland. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put that thing or that? Let me think. Is this correct? This is as old as time itself. But it proves that the pineal gland must be open. And the solar plexus must be receptive. And you will find no harm but the most beautiful thing. I have never witnessed anything but beautiful phenomena in Christian spiritualism. So bosh with those who say it's the devil's work. Sincerely believe, then you will receive. This is the most important factor. Clairsentience. What is clairsentience? Anybody? Volunteer? Is feeling. You're impressed by feelings many times. Develop this, friends, in your mediumship. Don't overlook feeling. Mind is deep. Say that. Mind is deep, but feeling is far deeper. Do you all agree with that? Feeling is much deeper. Develop that feeling. Don't bypass it. Don't ignore it. Receive it gently and truthfully that you might have. Now while I am going to give the reading, did I name 5 of them yet?
4. You have one more.
Who did I name?
Cora.
Bernadette. I received this because there's a need for it. It won't be only a short synopsis for me. While I'm doing that, I want you folks to chat, become acquainted with each other. I want you to ask questions ask Anne Hart to be one of the mediums to answer the questions. You hear me?
Yes.
And I want another. Who else will volunteer?
Whoever, did he answer questions?
Yes.
I will, well,
No. Claire, thank you. Thank you. Anne Hart, Claire Garsky, one more, so we'll have time. How about you, Jean? That's wonderful. Oh, you're going to have a reading.
so much.
Yeah.
But I'd
Well,
be happy to do that while you're giving the other people.
that's right. That's right. Have I got 5 already?
Yes.
Who was the 5th one?
We're-
Right. I'll retire to my office, and that's where I want you to be, because this is all private.
I'll bring this.
Did everybody enjoy Cora Tappan's talk?
Yes.
Anyone didn't get one? Did you get one? Oh, you'll all get a reading. There'll be 5 more for the next class.
Remember, Chinese shot up to stay there a while. Come right back.
When I call your name,
Okay, fine.
I would suggest that Claire and Anne Hart and Jean get a card table. Have them come to you. John, will you do it for them?
Sure.